Hi guys, how you doing? It's Ranger Martin again. It's Thursday, so it's time for our Dinosaur Experience live broadcast. And we're so happy that you guys have decided to join us today. Got a really packed show for you. Been a really busy week, lots of things going on, lots of things to tell you about. But before we get into it, let me just explain. I know some of you guys are new to us. Some of you guys haven't seen the show before. So let me just explain. So this is a live broadcast that we do every Thursday at 6 o'clock Central Time. And if you want to, you can join in. So you can go into the comments section of wherever you're watching. So you can be on Facebook, the Facebook group, the Facebook page, the Dinosaur Experience. You can be on YouTube, our YouTube page. You can be on LinkedIn. You can be on LDTV. You can be on Twitch. Or Twitter, that's the other one. So any of those, you can type in the comments there and hopefully it's going to come up on my screen and I'll be able to see any comments that you add. Now, what really helps me is if you can let me know that you can hear me. So do me a favor, if you're watching this now live, just give me a thumbs up or a heart, or even if you're watching on the rebroadcast, on the recorded version, give me a thumbs up. That lets me know that it's getting out there and you can actually hear me. But as I was saying, at the end of the show, we always do what we call shout-outs. So if you or your children that are with you would like a shout-out at the end, just type their name and their age and where you're watching from, any questions that you've got into the comments section there, and we'll be able to see those. And at the end of the show, I'll give you a shout-out. We'll say hello to you. And I've already got, I don't know, probably half a dozen here already that have already come in. So there's lots of people to say hello to. Really happy with that and so glad that you've decided to join us. But anyway, let's have a look at today's show. Let's have a look at what we're going to be doing today. So here we have it. So the first thing we're going to be doing Guess the Dino. So I'm going to show you a picture. I'm going to see how many of you experts out there, how many of you paleo guys can see or tell me the name of the dinosaur. And again, you can type the answer in and we'll see how many people get it right. Then we're looking at Fishing Galore. That's what we did this weekend. And then our dinosaur of the day. So our dinosaur of the day this week is the Baryonyx. Fascinating dinosaur, and I hope you're going to learn lots from it. Then we're going to mention a school visit that we came to, the Episcopal School in Acadiana. Going to show you a little bit of stuff that went on there. Had a great time visiting you guys. I know some of you guys are watching. And then we're going to show you where you can catch us, the Dinosaur Experience, Ranger Martin and all these dinosaurs over the summer. So when you're out of school, we're doing lots of public appearances. We're also doing lots of summer camps. So we may be booked for your summer camp, but the public appearances are the ones that you can come along to even if you're not part of the summer camp. They're the ones that we advertise. So we'll show you where they're going to be and where you can find out the details. Then we'll look at some social media pages, and then we'll finish off with our shout outs, like I was saying. So don't forget, if you want a shout out, type in the comments there and it should come up on my screen and I'll be able to see it. All right, so let's have a little look at our dinosaur, our Guess the Dinosaur this week. Okay, now it's a dinosaur that we have covered before, and here he is. So let me give you a little bit of clues about this guy. He is someone that we've covered before. He was portrayed in the Jurassic Park movie, the first movie, and he was one of the major characters in that movie. Now, the actual dinosaur that you can see here is very different to the one that was in the movie. In the movie, they made it so that it could spit poison, which there is no factual evidence to show that it could do that. And also, as well as the crests on its head, they gave him a crest around his neck as well. So that's our Guess the Dinosaur this week, and I can see there's already guesses coming in. And we're going to see who got it right at the end of the show. When we do the shout outs, we'll come and do that. So there we go, guys. If you think you might know what it is, type the answer in and we'll go from there. All right. So I mentioned before, what we normally do here is we talk about the birthdays that we went to last week. But last week was very different. We didn't do any birthdays last week. It's the first time in I don't know how long that we didn't do birthdays. There's a very good reason. Firstly, on Saturday, we went to the St. Jude's Fishing Galore event. Okay, and that's a private event that we got invited to. And secondly, on Sunday, when we went on Sunday, it was Mother's Day. So we purposely didn't book anything. So let me just tell you a little bit about Fishing Galore. So Fishing Galore, it's an invite-only thing, as I said, and it's specifically for the patients and their families of the children that have been to the St. Jude's Hospital. Now, if you don't know, St. Jude's Hospital is a cancer charity, or a cancer hospital for children specifically. And it's run so that the families and the children don't get bills. It's all through contribution, and they raise money all year round. And the idea is, cancer's such a terrible, devastating disease anyway. If you've got a child with cancer, the last thing you want to worry about is bills and that sort of thing. So St. Jude's Cancer Charity Hospital is a fantastic place where they look after people. Now, the Fishing Galore event, which is the one we're at here, that's designed to give the children and the families of the children a day out where they don't have to worry about anything, they don't have to think about anything. And they are bussed in by the police. The police treat it as if it's a presidential motor arcade. So they close down the roads, they give them a police escort, they bring in all the children from the hotels where they stay. A lot of these children come from all over the country, and they come to the fishing day, the St. Jude's fishing day that we went to here. Now, we've been lucky enough, we've been invited, we'd love to come along and meet some of these special children and make fantastic rangers. And you can see here we've got Nash and Rexy, and we had a really good time meeting everybody at the Fishing Galore there. We did lots of dinosaur training, we had lots of new rangers, and it was really, really cool. So anyway, while we were there, we met some really special children. The first one I want to mention, and there was thousands of, lots and lots of children that I'd love to mention, but some of these ones were the ones that mums and dad said, yeah, please, do give them a shout out. They watch and what have you. So Stevie here, he loves dinosaurs, absolutely loves them. And what happened was one of the nurses from the hospital came to us and said, there's a little boy that's coming and he's going to be all over this. He loves dinosaurs. And Stevie really did love dinosaurs. It's very, very special meeting you, Stevie. And I'm so glad that we got to meet you. He was telling us all about his favourite dinosaur, which was a Dimetrodon. And before I could say anything, he said, but it's not really a dinosaur. He knew inside out that although it's his favourite, it's not actually a dinosaur. And we'll probably cover Dimetrodon perhaps on one of our dinosaurs of the day one day. Second one I wanted to mention was Caitlin here. Caitlin, you were so sweet. You were a little bit shy, but it was so sweet meeting you. And Caitlin's mum tells us that she loves watching the stuff with Rexy and Nash, and she's a big fan of our dinosaurs. So, Caitlin, let me tell you, we're a big fan of yours as well. The other person I wanted to mention is Cruz. I didn't get a picture with you, Cruz. I'm sorry. But Cruz is such a cool character, and it's the second time we've actually met Cruz. We went actually to his house in Baton Rouge when he first got released from the hospital. He's been battling, diseases, and it was really good to see you, Cruz. You're looking really good, and it was nice to meet Mum and Dad again, and your sister there. So Cruz, Stevie, and Caitlin, we love meeting you at the weekend, and thank you for everything you did being our superb dinosaur rangers. What a really cool event that is. And they're always looking for volunteers. Maybe if your parents want to get involved, they can go to the Fishing Galore website and volunteer for next year. As I said, it's a complete charity thing. Nobody gets paid. It's something that we do out of our own time. We block it out in the calendar every year, and we go and meet those very special children and their families. All right. Dinosaur of the day. The one we're going to be looking at today is the Baryonyx. The Baryonyx. Now, his name actually means heavy claw. Now, he was first discovered by a guy called William Walker in January 1983. Now, William Walker isn't actually a paleontologist. He's a hobbyist. He's a hobby paleontologist. He loves dinosaurs and searching for fossils. He's actually a plumber. But he was on his spare time, and he was in a clay pit near Oakley in Surrey in the United Kingdom. And he actually found a partial claw. He found a claw. Now, it wasn't like this one. This one's actually been put together. It's actually a replica, but it was very similar to this. And what happened was he went home and he looked at this claw and he pieced it back together, and he realised he didn't have it all. So he went back to the pit where he found it, searched around and found the rest of it, and then put it back together. Now, he didn't know what it was. He didn't recognise it from anything. It was very strange to him. So what he did, he took it to the British Museum. Now, the British Museum examined it, and they were really interested in this claw. They were really fascinated by it. And they realised that they didn't think they knew what it was from. So they then went back out to the pit, and William Walker showed them where he'd found it. And they searched around and found a few more fossils. Okay, and they found a few more fossils from this guy, the Baryonyx. So let's have a little look about when he was from. Sorry, let me just take that picture off there. From when he was from. So Baryonyx was from the early Cretaceous period. So early Cretaceous, not late. So you got late Cretaceous, which was like the T-Rex and the Triceratops. This guy was earlier than that. So it was about 140 to 120 million years ago. So it was in the Mesozoic period. In the early Cretaceous period. That's when he was around. Now, one of the fossils that they found were part of his jaw. So they found the top and the bottom part of the jaw. And this was really fascinating. This is when they started to realise that this was something that they hadn't seen before. Now, the part of the jaw that they found, it had a bulb at the end of the mouth. So it was like imagine a balloon that's not blown up. That's what it looked like at the end. It had a bulb, and it was also quite long. It was a long skull, and the mouthpiece was very long. Now the teeth, they were quite fat and quite wide, and they varied in size. So that probably told us it was a carnivorous type animal, and the size of it told us what sort of animals it could eat. Now, when they looked at it, they realised that it had a facial expression, or the size of its face was very similar to like the modern day alligator or crocodile. Now, I was lucky enough at the St. Jude's Fishing Galore that I got to meet an alligator and actually hold it in my hand. Now, it was only a baby one, and it was actually had its mouth tied up so that it didn't nip anybody. But it was a fantastic experience. But the thing about alligators is they've got very long mouths, and they are designed specifically so that to help it to catch its prey. Now, when the paleontologists looked at the Baryonyx, they decided that he was actually part of the Spinosaur family. Now, Spinosaur family is split into two groups. So you've got the Baryonychines, and then you've got the Spinosaurines. So the Baryonychines, they tend to be the smaller animals of the family, such things as the Suchomimus, and of course the Baryonyx. They're in that smaller side, the Baryonychines. The Spinosaurines include the larger type animals. Now, we've all heard of Spinosaurus, and we actually did a show on Spinosaurus, and he is part of, obviously, the Spinosaurines family. Along with that is the I'll say it right in a second, Ichthyovenator. Okay, the Ichthyovenator. That's another dinosaur that is part of that Spinosaurine family. So how big was the Baryonyx? Well, he was about 8 to 9 meters long, and he weighed about 2,700 pounds. That's about 1.2 tons, about the same as a small car. Now, whilst he isn't small, he's a big dinosaur. He's a big carnivorous dinosaur. He would be an issue if he was around, or if we were around when he was. But he's nothing like the size of a Spinosaurus. A Spinosaurus is roughly twice the size of the Baryonyx. Now, when it comes to eating, we believe that he probably, his main food was fish. And we know that he definitely ate fish because when they discovered a fossil of the Baryonyx, inside of the stomach cavity, where the stomach would be, they found a really, really small fish scale. Now, that fish scale, it had been damaged and etched, and they believe, and they sort of did tests, and they found out that it was probably from stomach acid. So that kind of tells us that that fish scale had been inside the Baryonyx stomach before it fossilized. Now, some of you guys watched the very first live show that we ever did, and it was all about fossils. And when we did that, we talked about it's not just the bone fossils that the paleontologists look at, it's also all around where those bones are. Now, that's really important because if they hadn't have picked up all the small rocks and the bits and pieces and actually gone through it with a very fine microscope, there is no way that anyone would have found that fish scale. So that's why it's not just the bones when they're looking for fossils, it's also all the soil and the earth around the fossils that are really important, because from that we can find out, is in this case, what the Baryonyx ate. Now, we know, as I said, that he was a fish eater, and that's what we call a piscivore. Now, like most carnivorous animals, they don't just stick to one thing. They would probably eat mainly fish because that would be an easy thing for them to catch. But we also know that this guy, the Baryonyx, also ate small dinosaurs. And we know that because, again, they found a fossil with a small piece of a dinosaur inside. And again, it was inside the stomach cavity where it would be. Also, probably small little animals, anything that would burrow as well. That's what we believe. So he was a carnivorous dinosaur and he would eat anything that he could catch within reason. Now, evidence shows us that he spent a lot of time in water, but probably not necessarily swimming. Okay, there's a bit of a to and from whether the actual Baryonyx or the Spinosaurus, whether they actually swam a lot. They probably could swim, but they probably spent most of their time wading, very similar to the way a heron or some of those birds that sit in the riverbank with their legs in the water and they just sit there waiting for the fish, and then when it's time, they grab the fish with their mouths and with their claws. So about those claws, it's probably likely that he would use them to help him scoop fish out of water, but it's also possible that he would use them to help bury into the ground. So any animals that would bury into the riverbanks, the Baryonyx would use his claws and scrape away at those riverbanks and find those burrowing animals and get hold of them, and that would be how he would get his dinner. All right, that was cool, wasn't it? That's the Baryonyx, a late dinosaur that's only been discovered in the 80s. Well, to me, that was when I was just leaving school, so that's recent history to me. To some of you guys, I'm sure that was a long time ago. But yeah, the Baryonyx. So what a cool dinosaur. Now, I love to learn about dinosaurs, and one of the things that I found was when I come to schools, you guys love dinosaurs too. And I recently came to a school. In fact, on Tuesday, I visited the Episcopal School of Acadiana. That was a fantastic visit. I met so many wonderful children. And I've got a little video here to show you of some of the fun that we got up to. All right, that was so cool meeting all those great children there at the Episcopal School in Acadiana. We really love coming to school visits. So if your school may be interested, then stick around. We're going to show you where you can find out some information and get us to come along, and we'll bring our dinosaurs and teach you all about dinosaurs and have some fun at the same time. All right, now I mentioned that we've got some summer jobs coming up, somewhere places where you can come and see us and our dinosaurs and have fun just like those guys did at school there. And here's our current list. Now, we are adding to this as we go. Last week I mentioned that we've got 2 jobs in Mississippi that we're talking to at the moment. They still are working out the details. It's probably going to be towards the end of the year now. It's probably looking about October time. But as soon as we get those details for you guys in Mississippi, we'll get it added. I will also say we've just been booked for May next year in Arkansas. So if you're in Arkansas and you're interested in meeting me and our dinosaurs, then keep your eyes out for that. We'll be putting that out early next year, maybe even this year. Perhaps we'll get a list of public appearances where you can come and find us. Also, we've got something really special coming up. We're not going to announce it just yet, but there's going to be a fantastic event that we're organising in Hammond, and it's going to be a one-off event. You'll be able to get your tickets, come along, meet us, have a great time. But anyway, public events. So these are the these are the ones that you can come and see us at. The next one is in New Iberia at the St. Peter's Branch Library, and we're also coming to the Sugar Oaks Camp in New Iberia as well in June. And also, if you live around the area in Denham Springs, if you want to come and visit us in Denham Springs, we're at Lachine Brewery in Denham Springs on the 4th of June. 2 shows, one at 2 o'clock, one at 3:15. Come along. Although it's a brewery, it's very family friendly. Bring your family, bring your kids, bring your dinosaurs, bring everything. And we're going to be there. We'll give you a good time and show you all our dinosaurs, and you can come and meet us and have some fun. There's lots of other dates there. I can't go through them all because it would take too long. But what I will do is I can show you where you can get those dates at a later date. So if you're looking for us, I'll show you where you can find us. So let me show you now. This is the Dinosaur Experience Facebook page. Okay, there's 2 things on Facebook about us. There's this one, the Dinosaur Experience Facebook page. This is our business page, and on here, first thing you can see, and we've got it pinned to the top, is what we were telling you about, all our public appearances, and we will update that as we go. So the more we get, the more we're going to add on to there. Okay, so we're going to add those. Now, that's where you can find that. Also, you can watch our live show here, which is there. You can see any birthdays that we've been to. We put our videos and our pictures up, and any general information, shout outs. If you want to shout out on next week's show, we're going to put something up there and you can get your shout out. So that's just an idea. That's the Dinosaur Experience Facebook page. Now, this one here is the Dinosaur Experience for Kids Facebook group. Okay, now you can join them both, doesn't matter. The first one's got 10,100 members. This one here has got 1,200 members. This is our latest one. Now, this is a group, so that means that you guys can add anything that you want to on here. Now, I have made it so that I have to be approved now. Okay, so you can't just put something on here and it comes up, because we were getting a bit spammy. There was some spam messages coming up, which I wasn't overly happy with. So now everything you put up has to be approved. But if it's honest and decent, then we'll put it up. You know, there's a picture here. This little lad showing off his alphabet dinosaurs. Love that to bits. That's again where you can get shout outs. And then we're going to look at some other stuff as well. Some t-shirts. So if you guys have any images, or you've been to a museum, or you want to ask a picture, it shows a picture of your dinosaur and your toys, that sort of thing, that's the place you can put it up, and we'll put it up there and we'll be able to see it and we'll talk about it as we go. So that's the Dinosaur Experience for Kids Facebook group. Please do join. It's a good little place where lots of people can talk and chat and talk about dinosaurs. Completely safe. We keep our eyes on it, and as I said, it's now we have to approve everything, all the new stuff that goes on there, purely because it was getting a bit spammy. So we got rid of anybody that was trying to sell you anything. We're trying to keep it as kid friendly as we can, and so that's where you can join us. The Dinosaur Experience for Kids Facebook group. Last one I want to show you where you can find out about us, the Dinosaur Experience YouTube page. Okay, so as always, please like and subscribe, and this is where you can find all of our videos. So if you wanted to watch any live shows, they're here, and you can watch Rex's Tales. We do some product reviews, all that sort of thing. So the Dinosaur Experience YouTube page is here. Just go to YouTube, type in the Dinosaur Experience, look for our logo, which is this thing here, and then subscribe and you'll get updates. Also, our live show is on here as well, and you'll get an update to let you know that we are live, and you can watch it on YouTube. And straight afterwards, you can watch the replays as well. All right, so I mentioned if you wanted to book us for whatever reason, maybe you've got a birthday, or you want us to come to your school or your summer camp, or if you just wanted to watch some of our videos, this is our website, thedinosaurexperience.com. I'll just show you on here. If you go to more and you come down here, TDE Kids Live Shows, which is what we're doing at the moment. This is our live show. If you click there, you can see all of our live shows that we've done. And if I come down here and click more, it will load the next 5. And so you've got from episode 1 there all the way through to episode 26. And we're currently doing episode 27. Who can believe that? 27, guys. So proud of you guys for being here with us. All right, so that's where you can find out all about the Dinosaur Experience, thedinosaurexperience.com, and you can click on there and get birthday quotes, that sort of thing. The final thing, we have a podcast, okay? Currently, it is available on YouTube. Not on YouTube, on Facebook. Now, Facebook tell us they're taking away podcasts. So now I know through looking at our stuff that half the people that listen to our podcast listen to it through Facebook. So if you are one of those people, please go to either iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, any of your major players, wherever you listen to podcasts, search for the Dinosaur Experience and then subscribe to us, because Facebook are taking it away. And that's over half of our listeners that listen to us that way. So the Dinosaur Experience podcast, we do roughly, one every week, one every 2 weeks, something like that. And that's a real cool thing that you can listen to. It's real good for like the school runs in the morning if you want to hear about dinosaurs. All right. We're wrapping up now. I want to go back to this guy here, and we were asking you to guess. And that's really cool. Now, we've got this guess here. It says Facebook user, but we do have a name. Let me just look it up. I believe it was Ethan. Ethan said Dilophosaurus, and you are quite correct. Well done, buddy. You are obviously a super, super expert. Unfortunately, on Facebook, it doesn't allow us to show your name unless you give us permission. So I'll put a link up for next week's show, and then hopefully it will show your name for next week's show. But Ethan, well done, buddy. You are quite correct. It is the Dilophosaurus, and you did real good there. All right. Coming to the end now, and it's the shout out time. We love this. This is what everybody tunes in for. So many of you guys watching. Very, very pleased. All right, so let's give you some shout outs. So the first one goes out to Ty. Ty is 5 years old. He's got a birthday next month, Mum tells us. And I believe his kindergarten is the Countdown Kindergarten. I think I'm reading that right. I apologise if I'm not. But anyway, Ty, happy birthday for you for next month. And I hope you had a great time. Hope you enjoyed today's show. Thank you for watching. Next one's Preston. Preston is 4 years old. And then Harley, who's 5 years old. Mum sent you your details along. Hope you enjoyed today's show. Thank you so much for watching there, Preston and Harley. We really enjoy having you guys here. If you've got any questions, then just put your details in and we'll be happy to come back to you. Next one we have is Cole. Cole will be turning 3 on May the 20th. Cole, thank you for watching, buddy. Hope you enjoyed watching this. We love dinosaurs and hope you do too. Thank you for watching. And it's going to be your 3rd birthday on May the 20th. So not long now, buddy. Hopefully you might get some dinosaur books or maybe a couple of toys. What do you think? So that was Cole. Next one we got Robin. Robin is 2 years old. Hey, Robin. Thank you for watching. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed our dinosaurs. Thank you for watching. Keep watching and we'll keep bringing you all the dinosaur stuff. And then we've got Diego. Diego is 12 years old. Hey, Diego. Good to see you, buddy. Thank you for watching. Here's your shout out. Mum sent us your details. We're very, very happy that you're watching for us. Next one is Guy. Guy's somebody who's watched us almost from the start, from the UK. He's a very active member. He's always asking questions, and we love it. Thank you so much, Guy. We really love the fact that you're watching us again, and it's very special that you're part of our crew here in the Dinosaur Experience for Kids. We've also got Ethan. Ethan is 9 years old, and his mum tells us he's a self-proclaimed dinosaur nerd. Well, Ethan, you've found the right place to be. We're very happy you're here with us. Thank you so much for watching. please join in with the group. Get on that Facebook group, as we said, the Dinosaur Experience for Kids. Get in there, show us what you've got, any toys, any pictures, ask your questions, and we'll get back to it. And every week we'll cover it and hopefully answer some of your questions that you may have. I also wanted to give a shout out to all you kids at the Episcopal School in Acadiana. We loved meeting you guys, had a great time on Tuesday, and especially to Axel and Maverick. Axel and Maverick, it was your mum that organised us to come along and visit your school. So very, very thank you very much for inviting the Dinosaur Experience to come along to your school, and I hope you guys enjoyed it just as much as we did. I know Rexy and Brutus were super excited and loved the whole thing. Final shout out I want to do is to the Montessori Christian Academy in Mandeville. Coming in to see you guys next Thursday, bringing the dinosaurs. So the Dinosaur Experience is coming to your school, the Montessori Christian Academy in Mandeville. Really excited, can't wait to see you guys. We've also got a lot of birthdays lined up for the weekend. We'll tell you all about those. I think we've got 4 birthdays this weekend coming up. Can't wait to meet you guys. So thank you so much for all the shout outs. Let me just check and make sure we've covered everything. Thank you for telling us that it was cool participating in the Fishing Galore. We had as much fun as the kids did, I'm sure. All right, guys, that's everything we've got for you this week. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, do join us, subscribe and like, get on that Facebook group, get on our YouTube page. There's lots of stuff there, lots of dinosaur stuff, and give us some suggestions. Get on the Dinosaur Experience for Kids and let us know what dinosaurs you want to hear about. Tell us how we can improve. All right, guys, so until next Thursday, we're going to be back again, and we'll see you again very, very soon. Make sure you behave. And Ethan says, thank you. Looking forward to the next one. Thank you, Ethan. We'll see you next week, buddy. Thank you, guys. See you soon. Bye-bye.